What's up, YouTubers? So before we get started with this video, on Get Up, they're going to be talking about can Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers repeat as Super Bowl champions next year? So let's see what they have to say about that.
What do you think, Neek? Will we be having this conversation about this team again a year from today?
Yep, most likely.
It's hard to figure out why we wouldn't. Like, they are only going to get better with hopefully what seems like a real offseason. I hate to be a prisoner of the moment, but what they showed defensively in this playoffs and what we know about Tom Brady, how he's defeated aging. We used to hear Father Time is undefeated. No more. We can't. I don't want anybody to say it anymore because clearly Father Time is taking L after L after L to Tom Brady. Sure. So I have no reason why to believe they won't be at least in a championship game next year, maybe back in the Super Bowl. So it feels like a good bet.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with him. I don't see why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can't be back at the Super Bowl next year. I mean, the offense is good with Goodwin, Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette, and Tom Brady. And on the defensive side of the ball, you have Sue and a couple other guys that were just totally taking care of business yesterday. So I don't see why they can't get back to the Super Bowl again.
Record. None of those guys, including Brady, was on the team a year ago today. The Buccaneers opened at 60-1 last year to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, Brady winds up making an enormous difference in that. What do you think, RC? If you had to handicap next year's favorite, who is it?
I'm gonna do it again, Dom, and I know we text about it. And
You're gonna do it. I told you, man, don't.
I'm gonna do it
you
again,
gotta get off of that heroin. That Mahomes heroin is too much. Get off.
Hey, bro, it be calling me, man. It be calling me. Listen.
So he better say allegedly or just kidding to that because you just know there's some people out there that will really believe that he's on drugs. So
I'm going to be honest, bro. I'm going to go Kansas City. And I know what I just watched, Greeny. I know what I just watched, and I felt it like everybody else, and I was annoyed, and I wanted a better game, and I never in my life expected that the Kansas City Chiefs wouldn't score a touchdown. But you know what? I'm not going to expect it for 19 games next year either. Every time Patrick Mahomes walks out there, I'm going to think that he has a chance. Now, look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you think about that defense, right? Devin White in his second year. You look at the secondary, everybody's 4 years and under. That team is going to be amazing again. But I believe in Patrick Mahomes. And here's going to be the difference. The last year after the Super Bowl, you know what we saw? We saw Patrick Mahomes dancing very badly while out with Travis Kelce at a concert. We saw all of these other things happen. We won't get that this year. It won't be run it back. It's going to be erase that. And so now he's going to be a different dude. We might get the scorched earth tour that you always talk about with Aaron Rodgers. I'm thinking 50 TD Patrick Mahomes shows up next year. So I'm still going Patrick Mahomes. It's not going to change the fact that Brady is the GOAT, but I just like the dude. I think the dude is great. I think the dude is amazing. I ain't never seen nothing like him. He'll be back in this spot next year.
So Ryan Clark still hasn't learned from what happened yesterday and 7 times over with Tom Brady. I mean, how many times does Tom Brady have to beat you guys in order for you to bet on him? I mean, this doesn't make any type of sense. It's the same thing over and over and over, and all Tom Brady does is win over and over and over. I don't see why they can't make it to the Super Bowl again next year, if at least the championship game. I mean, like I said, he can go through Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. He can take care of Drew Brees with New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees might not even be there. He might retire. And then any other quarterback that he'd have to deal with would be Russell Wilson, and he can take care of Russell Wilson. He's been there, done that before. So I don't understand why they keep betting against Tom Brady. How many times does he have to beat you in order for you to bet on him? Patrick Mahomes is a baller. I don't want to take anything away from him, but he got absolutely smoked by Tom Brady in that defense yesterday. Absolutely smoked. And people still want to bet on him? I just don't get it. You just have to lose again to Tom Brady next year.
Agree with it. Nick, I have 15 seconds. Some things are excuses, others are reasons. The Chiefs' offensive line was extraordinarily banged up. How big a factor in the game is it last night? If their offensive line is healthy, does it look different?
Oh, yeah, absolutely looks different. I think Patrick Mahomes.
Well, let me say something. It does. It probably would make a difference if he had his 2 tackles with him, Patrick Mahomes. But the deficit from this being sacked and the drop balls and all that wouldn't have been enough to cover how many points they won by. So it was an absolute beating and absolute mauling by the Tampa Bay defense against Patrick Mahomes and company. So, I don't want to hear anything about the tackles. It's not like they lost by 3 points, and that might have been a determining factor. Those boys got absolutely mauled. They pinned those ears back and went after Patrick Mahomes every single down.
Mahomes is that special, but like I mentioned earlier, I was intoxicated on Patrick Mahomes. I forgot everything I know about football, but the